So Mark Cuban got hacked for $800,000 worth of crypto assets. I think that this is significant because for the sort of mainstream folks, I think Mark Cuban does represent a quote unquote crypto forward person. And for him to get laced for almost $1 million, and then afterwards, when he's interviewed about it, use language that makes it sound like he actually doesn't understand this stuff, maybe the way that some people think that he understands it. I think it was like an eye-opening experience. He said that he thought his NFTs were like locked on OpenSea. He said, a couple of other quotes that sort of demonstrated that maybe he doesn't have the handle on this technology and this ecosystem the way that some people thought. I don't know. Did anybody else, kind of read that article or anyone pay attention to this? Easy?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I mean, his comments about how he said that he downloaded a bad copy of MetaMask, it started lagging, and then he sprinted to get his money off of Polygon. I was like, that was a weird, first take was like, I got to get my money off Polygon. Yeah, like the whole thing about like his tonality on it, I was like, that was really weird. And I saw it a little bit earlier because someone had seen Mark Cuban moving money, and they were like, it wasn't all in batch transactions. It was like one by one, and they just went through and moved like all of the funds. So some people speculated at first it wasn't a hack, and then he came out and said, "Yeah, I got." He's also said people must have been watching me because he felt that as soon as he got into the wallet, that was when it happened. So it did seem like there was like some lack of understanding, I would say, when it came to like how this stuff kind of works. He said he just Googled MetaMask and downloaded the first thing. So it's like the same thing we tend to see.
My MetaMask got hacked. So at first I went and asked my dog what the hell is going on. I was saying, hey, were you involved in this situation? I ran out back to outdoors and I started digging a ditch to pick up some of the cash that I had out back because I thought that maybe that would help offset some of the situation that was happening. I come back in and now I'm on I'm on Flow blockchain trying to figure out, and I'm entering into Chat GPT, math questions, all trying to figure out, what's going on here. And it turns out that none of those things that I did made any sense whatsoever, and it didn't accomplish anything. So
did your dog tell you like woof woof bozo, don't keep almost $1 million in a hot wallet? I feel like my dog would have told me that straight up, and my dog A, doesn't exist, and B, doesn't know anything about crypto, but still would have told me that.
It's a lot of money to have just kind of free rolling in a hot wallet without any sort of layer of security. Nick, it looks like you're about to say something.
I mean, dude, well, I don't even know it. Mark Cuban says he's known as a billionaire. How much is Mark Cuban worth?
Well, he owns that basketball team. He owns the Dallas Mavericks, and that investment has appreciated quite a bit.
He's worth a lot of money. 5.2 billion.
5.2. Okay, well
that's
then
more than a billionaire. Like, that's billions there.
This is chump change then.
The basketball team was a really important, like a really important investment for him because he bought it right after he sold his company, which he sold right at the top, it sounds like, of the dot-com bubble of 1999, 2000. And then he buys an NBA team. And at that time, this is before the, what was it when Ron Artest went into the crowd and fought?
Malice at the Palace.
The Malice at the Palace. So that was the low. That literally ticked the bottom of the NBA. So he got in before the bottom, and now NBA teams are worth a lot of money. There was a lot of money printed by the Federal Reserve, between then and now. So the NBA has done well. The teams appreciate, and then you tack on Shark Tank with that, and I think Mark Cuban's doing quite well. So yeah, $1 million is chump change to him. I'm sure he didn't want this to happen. The bigger thing is, look, everybody is still kind of super duper out on crypto and NFTs from a public perception standpoint. And something like this isn't going to make it easy for him to continue to champion NFTs and crypto. He actually has been tweeting like he's probably the biggest personality, the biggest public figure that in the past 2 or 3 months has tweeted like, I still love my NFTs and stuff, or he said something like NFTs are still super fun or something like that when no one else wants to touch it. You know what I mean? No one else. Clemente?
I always see him trying to shill this like portfolio. I think he created like
it's his business.
NFTs.
I think it's lazy.com is the name of the.
Basically, they made an NFT portfolio site. None of those have gone anywhere because the reality is no one cares about your NFTs. I'm not like, man, let me go check out Signal's portfolio right now. I'm a big fan of Signal. I have no idea. Like, I don't know what her current NFT holdings are, and it's not like an area that I explore for literally anybody. So this isn't personal Signal as much as I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, Nick, for that. I'm not looking at yours either. I mean, if you've got time, you've got any time, like I would rather watch Fast and Furious 7 than go and look at like your portfolio or anyone's portfolio, because there's nothing interesting to see right now. And I don't think the experience is there either. So it's like, it's cool that Mark Cuban is still tweeting this, I have to say, like for somebody of his caliber. But it is kind of weird of somebody of his caliber with also a crypto business to use that kind of lingo around not quite understanding what had happened when he got drained. I have to say, clicking the first MetaMask link at the top, unless you've got that ad blocker in there, it's one of the gotcha your money.
So I'm looking at this lazy.com site of the design of it. It's very minimalist. It kind of reminds me of our site in terms of the site. Clemente, I put a link to it in the private chat if you want to pull it up. This was just like one artist that had something on there. It doesn't seem like anything's happened with this art. This is one artist that's linked on the homepage. You wouldn't know who the artist is because it's not prominent on this page. And then you click and it's just like a page with the details. But I mean, dude, lazy.com is the most lazily created site ever. Like nothing's changed here. I don't know if this was an investment or I think he basically like told his dev team to be like, yo, just make this site. I want a page to post my portfolio and like, let's see how many people sign up. And then like all development ceased at that moment in time.
That's probably it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, especially right now, all people are focused on is like, you know, how can they make money with stuff? No one's trying to like proudly, even people that have like the fine art NFTs and stuff, there isn't like, you know, whoa, that guy's portfolio is crazy. Whereas during the bull run, someone would see like DC Investors portfolio and be like, oh my God, like that's insane. He's got like X, Y, and Z. It's just not the case right now. I mean, you got people on FriendTech, you know, Bunny had pointed out that there was like some chat that went around on FriendTech where the guy, they were like, no, don't worry, guys. I heard he's breaking up with his girlfriend, so he's going to have more time to post on FriendTech.
I think I posted that on here, or I mentioned that on this show. I saw that that thread going around. I'm like still not clear. I did a tweet last night, like joking about like, you shouldn't buy my FriendTech. I will say multiple people bought after that tweet. Dude, but I will say it's the exact same thing as NFTs. It's like the holders that are looking for you to just do one thing, and it's literally just pump my bags. I have no money that I've actually made on this now. I've bought back into myself. And so and now I'm holding other people like NFT God. I'm holding John Carlo.
What's NFT God's floor?
0.35 or something like that.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm pissed because I sold Anonymous, who I'd bought at 0.5 is now 1.8. That turned out to be like a smart buy, but I just sold it right away because I was like, man, I got a lot of money in this guy. But that was probably, I had a really good pick early on with that. And now I feel guilty selling other people. Then people like come into your chat and they peer pressure. They're like, yo, you do the 3-3 deal, which basically means for each one that I buy, you got to buy one of mine.
Where does that come from? Where does that 3-3 come from?
Forks. It comes from the Ohm forks in the time days. Back then, it was like, if I buy right now, you buy right now, which was like a big thing. It's the definition of these never-ending 1,000,000% APY Ponzi's. So that was I
don't know where the 3 comes from in it. My assumption was like, 1 + 1 is 3 sort of thing. But I have no idea where the third component of this comes from. More importantly, like some guy came in and was like, well, Pranksy's 3-3ing everybody, dude. And like, and I just bought 3 of your tokens. And I'm like, So you're just like bullying people? Like, is that the name of the game at this point? Is just like bully people into buying your token? I'm like, dude, your token is expensive. And I never fucking heard of you before. Like, I haven't heard of you at all. And I'm supposed to just blindly ape into your token because you got the Ponzonomics figured out. That said, it may be worthwhile. Like, the guy may have a good token, the fact that he got it to go that high. But I'm like, is he just buying his own? And then he's like, whoa, hold on. You're only investing off of trading fees? Like, I'm going to throw 5 ETH into FriendTech and just start sweeping people left and right. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, for 1 second, so I made an account on Friday or whatever, as you guys, I might have mentioned on the show.
You didn't finish signing up.
No, I did. I have a FriendTech. And so for like 1 second, I thought for like 1 second that people actually like, wanted me to like tell them stuff, I suppose. And then like very quickly, I was like, wait a minute, this person's just basically saying make the price go up.
Yes.
Because like someone was like, make sure you write more stuff here, Pio.
Dude. I bought your FriendTech, and I'm just saying I'm a real bull on your FriendTech account, Pio. I just want people to understand kind of the significant upside that I'm anticipating with your FriendTech. We were talking about it before on Friday, and I just see so much potential from your ability to execute on this particular account, and it just feels like you're wildly undervalued. I feel like you should be sitting at a 0.3 range. I'm going to sell it at 0.2, but I think that you should be definitely at the 0.3 range at this point. What were you going to say?
No, nothing. Thank you for buying my FriendTech and giving me like a $50 commission on that. Basically, that is actually pretty cool. Or however much it is like $25. But anyway, yeah.
Real quick, didn't K Money join on Friday and made like?
He did.
So how much money did that guy make? And he made like a 10.
He made a video. I would say was the key component of this, which I was thinking about. Like, we don't do enough Tub Talk, man. Like that's the problem that we're seeing.
I've been thinking about it a lot over the weekend, Nick, to the point where I've actually been writing a script for a video that we're going to make. We were not in the place that we're at now when we were doing videos before, and now the videos are going to serve the other things that we have going on versus being standalone things. So actually now I actually think it's better for us to do videos, which is an insane place to be, especially for me. So yeah, like Peter Griffin wants to see it. It's actually very exciting. Peter Griffin, thank you for all the compliments to Nick. Peter Griffin believes in us / you. I mean, look.
Also talk crap about Peter. Like we really. No, I'm just kidding. Because Pio's no good.
I love that it has your old ape as the PFP too. Like that's the best part.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a commenter. His name is Peter Griffin. He's sporting Nick's old Bored Ape profile picture. He said, Nick, it's so easy for you to go viral. Why don't you make more? You are a viral personality. I love Nick, is the quote from Peter Griffin. And then Ethan follows it up with a, yeah, Pio sucks. Hope you bought the shirt, Ethan. Hope you bought it. If not, buy it on the secondary. Buy it on eBay. Melissa Mimosa suspects that perhaps Peter Griffin is Nick on an alt.
What are you talking about? I would never do that to myself. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. I just get flattering compliments left and right, Melissa. Jeez, I would never write my own commentary about that. Jeez.
By the way, now I got people copy trading Nick and buying my FriendTech. Look, I'll post stuff in there about content and stuff, but the problem is no one actually cares about that. They're just like, make the price go up, dipshit. That's basically
I found out what the name of the game is. You want to post, like you want to ask questions and you want to share alpha about FriendTech. That's the number one thing you can do on FriendTech. Yeah, like be like, hey, what interesting accounts are people buying on here? One interesting thing that we could do is like if we buy 1 ETH right now of my account, then it'll be on the trending page. I wonder what the price action looks like from that trending page was something I was thinking about this weekend. Right now, I'm still wildly undervalued at 0.189. And
you're at 0.189?
Yeah. Does that make you feel bad about
I'm impressed.
yourself? Yeah?
No, I'm impressed. I was like, how do I even have any floor? Like, I don't really understand, but I guess it's just a new price for people to speculate on.
For us to be at at point 2 is not unreasonable, especially if you tweet about it, PO. Like, that's going to really, like, you need to post a tweet being like, similar to what I did, being like, you know, I can't believe Nick convinced me to hop on this FriendTech thing. This guy, what the heck, Nick? And so it's a backwards way of promoting your account without you saying, buy my FriendTech. You know what I'm saying? But people are going to buy your FriendTech.
Yeah, well, K Money hit it out of the park. I believe he made something in the ballpark of $30,000 himself from the fees, which is pretty wild, right? Like 10 Ethereum worth of fees because there was quite a bit of activity on his FriendTech, which I think makes sense, especially pairing it with the video that you talked about. But look, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to discuss the rise and fall of DAOs, the great weekend for new mints, and rektLeague's gameplay reviews. A lot of juice to squeeze on this one. We'll kick things off with the weather report from Signal. Signal, please take it away.
Yeah. Hey, folks, it is Monday, September the 18th. Market volume coming in at 10 million. We got Blur down at 4.4, OpenSea at 1.9, and FriendTech at 9.7. So beating the two largest platforms at the moment. Onto the market leaders. The large caps are holding steady with no major changes. You got Mutants leading the way. They are up 4%. Moonbirds are up 10%. Haven't heard about them in a while. They've got holding a 1.25 ETH floor after two big sweeps came in. And then lastly on gaming, Sugartown is the winner of the weekend, up 2x since Friday, hitting an all-time high of 0.4 ETH. They've still got the reveal and staking and gameplay expected to happen. Over the past 24 hours, we're on to punks. The zombie punk number 3609, that was purchased for 420 ETH. That's making it one of the largest punk sales in the last few months. There's only 88 zombie punks in existence, and the second most recent zombie was sold for 550 ETH 2 months ago. On to voting, and 55% of votes currently support Matchy's proposal to use 11 million apes to purchase Yuga's assets in a move to display them in museums around the world. We've got 2 days of voting to remain. The proposal obviously has lots of controversy, as some is claiming that getting nearly 200 Yuga assets into museums is an extremely tall task and less assets should be purchased at first. We've spoken about Mark Cuban. We know that he was drained for almost $1 million. And then lastly, onto our subject of the day, FriendTech. The volume peaks on Thursday at 20 million, recording only 10 million in volume on Sunday. This drop in volume was largely obviously attributed to the point snapshot that happened on Friday, which is rewarding users largely based on their total port value. And then, however, the market cap of all the keys has hit an all-time high, including Racer's keys, which are now earning, 5 million market cap. That is all for the weather report today on Monday. Back to you folks in the studio.
Well, now Nick has run my FriendTech floor up to 0.12. A bunch of other people have bought it, and somebody just pinged
still
a message
underpriced, PO. I'm just letting you know this is still wildly underpriced. I would never give any financial advice, but I'm just giving financial analysis. And when I go and look at this price action, I say, can you imagine what Q4 is going to look like for PO when his quarterly report comes out and we see a lot of the sort of e-commerce holiday shopping coming in? The retail presence that PO has is probably going to shoot through the roof. I'm expecting him to release a toy in Q4, and that's really going to be incredible to see. I'm excited for this PO FriendTech, and I think there's a lot of upside opportunity.
Well, there you go. I mean, what I was going to say is somebody just comes in and goes, number go up, like good day. So somebody just noticed the number went up and they're like, that's what was supposed to happen. Let me sell this and never think about it again. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, some updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. The digest is available at thenifty.com. You need to have an account at thenifty.com to collect the free NFTs that we give away on this show, but also to be able to participate in the pack drops that we do on that platform. Nick?
Remember, you're only reading 3 of them, and I got the rest, PO, because you're going to get exhausted saying the rest of these stories.
That's right. And I did not forget that because I saw this ocean of stories right here. And I was like, yeah, I got to split this with Nick. Reminder that the Daily Digest is also posted to X every morning. It's pinned up top on the Twitter space, the X space, if you will. And it's emailed to anybody that subscribes at thenifty.com. First story, OpenSea recorded less than 1,000 Ethereum in volume, which is less than the average daily fees that they generated in January 2022. Keep in mind, January 2022 is the all-time high for NFT volume, but it is wild to see the decline with people that are more interested now in FriendTech's new set of prices. With the fork concluding over the weekend, 472 nouns, or 56% of the collection, opted to receive a refund from the DAO, receiving 35.5 Ethereum in return. Cool Cats announced their Cool Pets will be turned into SideKX on Thursday. Sidekicks. On Thursday, September 21st, so that's just in 3 days. The pets currently have a 0.03 Ethereum floor. This is the last one I'll read, then I'll hand it off to Nick. Jack Butcher's Set 18 was revealed. The art is created by big-time curator and art collector Vincent Van Doe. I hand it over to Nick to continue.
The floor price on Opepin, though, has not been doing well in recent weeks. VFriends vending machines are now available in the U.S., featuring limited edition mini VFriends characters. So I read this story this morning because it was in the digest. Great job with today's digest, Clemente, because I'm enjoying these stories. And the one thing that's missing from that thread is saying where I can go and check this out. I do think it's interesting. The VFriends, though, has such a weird market position, but let me keep reading the stories here.
Real quick, Nick, you can find, there's one in New York. There's one like a 3-minute walk from my apartment, so I'll get one. I'll give you one.
Oh, let's check it out, dude. Do we pay with quarters?
Maybe. Probably.
I feel like that's what it is. Machi continues his shopping spree, buying a 4-trait ape. Why is this described as a 4-trait ape? Like is 4 traits
the lowest that there can be?
Yeah, 4 traits is valued.
Face, mouth,
or once was.
Background.
I see.
And that's a double board, blurred or pixel fur or whatever it is. Double blurred static, I think.
All right. Memeland announces a collaboration with Trekkie, an upcoming NFT project, giving away Okay, that story is not so hot there, Clemente. I'm gonna be honest. Karate Combat streams their live event on X, gets nearly 3 million views.
Literally
I saw that go
best
viral this weekend. Yeah,
it's literally the best crypto business besides like Coinbase and like, the big time businesses. Like this is the best new crypto business. This and FriendTech. They didn't need to do a crypto integration on this, but they properly believe in crypto, and they're just crushing it. They're absolutely crushing it. Anyway, go ahead, Nick.
Looks like you could get really messed up participating in that. Chimper's Instagram page now has over 400,000 followers. For comparison, Pudgy has 843,000 and Beans has 128,000. Thanks for that update. But well, okay, you are stretching with some of these stories. I'm actually looking at these now. It's like Pudgy Penguins have reached 6.9 billion views on Giphy. A look at the physical Murakami DNA sneakers. Well, okay, I'm not. Okay.
Those things look sick. They were at Sneakercon this weekend, and they were all over. I'm talking like regular, traditional sneaker pages that I follow. We're all talking about Artifact at Sneakercon because they had a lot of their sneakers, including the LeBron James Artifact shoes that he pre-purchased and wore. There was a lot of good Web2 press actually about Sneakercon and what was going on with the Artifact booth, which I was that's a huge win.
I can't wait to get these, dude. Those are the ones I'm receiving, right?
No, those are the higher end ones, man.
What the hell?
Yeah, there's 2 Murakami
there's 2.
ones. The ones you're getting are dope, though. The ones you're getting are sick. I actually like the ones you're getting better than those.
I like these ones better, and there's only like 100 of those or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's the most expensive one, and that's why it comes with the Clone X vial on the shoe tag.
How much is that?
I don't know if I like those. The little vial.
I don't like the check on them. That's the thing, is like the check says translucent blue for those just listening, but I like the other Murakami ones because it looks more like Murakami. Like these have all the eyes. The other one has like the flowers and the traditional Takashi Murakami.
I love these.
They really pop.
No, these are cool, man. These slap.
Yeah. I agree. I think these slap. I really, really like them. I looked at the comments on Twitter though, and the sneakerhead people like, nah, those whack though. Like, nah, those are ugly and all this stuff. I was like, all right.
Hold on. You said I looked at the sneakerhead people. How did you do an analysis of the guy who posted the reply, yo, those whack?
It's not an NFT person. So like to me, that falls. It can only be in two categories: an NFT person or a sneaker person.
I would put troll as the majority of the category on Twitter and just assume that that's the case that's going on there. Dude, I don't know how there's like a sneakerhead looking at that being like, these look whack.
I same position here. Franelation said, can't wait to rock his pair. Friend, you're going to rock those $5,000 sneakers or however much those cost? That's kind of wild. But then again,
in the house.
In the house. He's no rookie when it comes to this. I'm sure Fran's had other super expensive shoes. If you guys go on YouTube and
so I was gonna say, like, New York Fashion Week just happened. I don't know if you guys are like keeping up with what's going on, but like I could totally see somebody rocking that look at New York Fashion Week. Like not so much Milan or anywhere or Paris, but like some of the stuff that's come out the catwalks this year, I was like, with those sneakers, that would absolutely slap on the right person for like that kind of streetwear fashion. Franelations, you are so lucky to have pairs. I noticed you said pairs, so I'm assuming you have more than one coming.
Did you see the thing at New York Fashion Week? There's a viral thing of somebody who got tackled because they got on stage wearing a trash bag. And actually no one like really like acknowledged it until security tackled the guy. He just walked down the runway in an actual trash bag. It was absolutely hilarious.
they thought that he...
They thought he was in the show. They thought he was actually in the show wearing a trash bag. Yeah, this guy. Absolutely incredible. And just gets tackled. No one says anything. Like they're watching it and they're just like, oh, okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're watching the video. We got a gentleman walking down the runway. He looks like a 25-year-old, like, you know, just out of college bro. I'm going to say his defensive wrestling needs work. I'm not really seeing some crazy base from him when this security guard came at him.
I feel like they were collaborating together because he's like constantly looking over his shoulder rather
he's trying
than
to make sure
walking
the guy's not coming is what's happening. He's like trying to see like how far does this actually let me go? He gets basically down guilty. The whole runway. Like he looks really guilty. He's like trying to do a walk, but he's also just like, I'm not supposed to be here, and I know I'm not supposed to be here. How long are they gonna let me be here? Like it's
I love the effort though.
Hilarious.
I love the effort of the outfit because I thought he was just going to be in a black trash bag, but he's actually put a look together.
Trash bag.
It's fantastic.
So he's
look
got
at the strut
he's got a shower cap. He's got a rain. What do you call that thing?
It's like a poncho. And then if you look, he has a
Poncho.
mic taped to his chest.
I like how serious that security guard is. It's like, I mean, that security guard is taking his job seriously because I feel like that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they were in on it together, basically. Like that was like the intro to this show. I don't know. Because
this security guard is taking it pretty serious. The guy just isn't very good at defensive wrestling. I mean, but then again, what are you going to just like go and assault a security guard? Like you're in the wrong.
Yeah, what you're like. So what I would have done here is snap the security guard's neck, let him down to the ground slowly, watch it murder him in front of everybody, and then walk away slowly in the hopes that no one arrests me.
Like you're in the wrong. Just get tackled by the security guard and hope it doesn't result in an arrest. Look, first story we're going to discuss the downfall of DAOs. Over 50% of NounsDAO participants chose to leave the DAO and receive their ETH refund last week. ApeCoin DAO is currently voting on whether or not to spend 11 million ApeCoin to buy various Yuga assets to display in museums. I believe this was the Machi Big Brother proposal. And last but not least, Moonbirds DAO passed a vote to buy $50,000 worth of Moonbirds with very little reasoning given in the proposal. Out of the three, I think it's obvious which one I'm least surprised at when it comes to passing. Obviously, the Moonbirds one is just buy more Moonbirds, try to make the price go up.
Yeah, when you look at the reasoning, it's absurd. It's like, what is it? Buy 50K USDC of birds. About the team, bird owner. Product strategy, buy birds. What are the risks? Not buying birds. And it's like 78% of the people voted to pass it.
They're just trying to get that price to go up by any means necessary. So what's the deal with the NounsDAO situation? That's the most interesting. We'll talk about the Bored Ape one, but yeah.
Wait,
Yeah, the
hold on. Real quick, should you buy Moonbirds before
just to sell them to the sweep? Well, all the
Exactly.
78% of people voting are thinking that exact same thing. So I think the
Priced
sweep
in.
is going to result in the floor going down because of the number of listings that speed run to the floor on the inevitable approval.
It's priced in for sure. There's no way that's not priced in. But anyway, the NounsDAO situation, easy.
Yeah, so it seems like they've lost any sort of trust, I would say, is probably the easiest way to put it, in this sort of DAO approach. People have been kind of vocal about the approvals and the process so far, and people are just kind of tired of it. So what happened was they've now forked the nouns, where if you go into the fork, you keep the art into this secondary contract, but you're no longer part of the DAO from a voting perspective, and they refund you between 35 and 36 ETH, depending on the current situation.
And a new DAO gets formulated as a result of it, which is going to be even more successful, actually, Pio. But the new DAO, it is a good deal. What if you're able to join a new community that's over 50% of the pre-existing community, and you also get a refund? What incentive is there to stay in the original now?
There's no money in the new DAO. That's the thing. There's still like 22 million in the other one.
Dude, but there's good vibes, and that's sustained, so many projects over the years is the good vibes, Remember the vibes on Cool Cats? I mean, they're still vibing over there, man. Some people still rocking that PFP. Great vibes.
You know the vibes I really enjoy? The all Nick FriendTech key. Now that's some vibes I can really get behind, man. The vibes are just immaculate. He's in there sending feet pics every day. It's just a great time.
I actually will say, I have grown to love the Bodagos holders even more. That's an area that I do genuinely enjoy hanging out, outside of that one guy that was in there last week that was just like saying I'm a trust fund kid or something like that.
You are. You're a trust fund baby.
And that like he was like, I asked him, I was like, dude, do you have a job? Because he seemed like one of the people that came in and just buys one and hopes to make like $50. And that turned out to be exactly his type. And he was like, no, I just exist in the ether. And then I responded something and about how he doesn't have a job. And then later he's like, yo, Nick's out here thinking I don't have a job. And everyone's like, yeah, because you said you don't have a job. Anyways, it's like like the weirdest conversation. But other than that, dude, I really enjoy trading the NFTs with people in there. And I'm trying to get my collection up at the moment on our site. Does Cool Cats, like, is that one of the, I'm looking at inspect.xyz to see if Cool Cats is on here anymore in the top 100, and it doesn't look like it is. Oh no, they are. It's ranked number 14.
PFP. Wow. I couldn't tell you last time I saw a Cool Cats PFP on the timeline.
I think inspect.xyz is just completely wrong, because for ours, for example, Pio and I are both missing from that item, and so it just seems like the calculation on here is just completely off. But anywho,
hard to tell. But yeah, I mean, look, so with Nouns specifically, Nouns rose to prominence as basically it was like a signal that you were one of the OG. Like, Nick, you would actually probably know better than me. I feel like when you were doing your Nifty Nick show interviews, this is early 2021, you're interviewing the people that went on to, or maybe they already had crypto punks and they went on to buy Fidenzas. They were sort of the elites of the NFT space. Some of them have a sort of elitist perspective and tone when they're tweeting and presenting themselves. That's kind of what Nouns were. It's not a startup organization, right? It's actually really just a kind of a club. And what's going to make this club worth $50,000 to be in?
Well, what it just shows, actually, the fact that it's imploded shows how stupid the like that all the people that are like sort of advocates for DAOs and all these theories, that they had no idea what the hell they were talking about. Like, and when we were like, how does this make any sense whatsoever? Because we were talking to a lot of people who were buying this. I don't want to like shit on people for having taken on the risk associated with it, but like nothing's manifested as a result of it, and it's really just one way to spend money stupidly. It didn't like turn into something, and clearly the leaders, and I think this was more a statement about the leadership not really caring, was that like, because they it felt like they viewed it as a joke, was like the way that it was, and the vibe of people that were buying it was kind of elitist, and it was also in a way that was saying, like, I'm
We
part
have
of the
so
club
much money.
and I'm part of the club and you're not, basically. But then the problem was the club didn't do anything that was meaningful, other than like they put a noun on top of a donut store in LA. They like put the Nouns logo on different items. It's in the Bodagos collection. We have a Nouns glasses in there. It became kind of a staple of various of the NFT ecosystem. It is iconic, the Nouns glasses, but man, like they really, I think, dropped the bag here, or fumbled the ball. And it's like DAOs as a whole, I'm just not bullish on. And I never have been, primarily because I think the organizational structure doesn't make sense. The only time where it works is when you have really a high quality leader who's actively running it in a way that would operate like a more traditional business, and then taking funds from the DAO to fund operations so that it's more like transparent. Like the Ethereum funds are something that I think are transparent in terms of how the Ethereum Foundation is run. I don't know if they are a DAO, but to me, something like that is as close as you're going to get to how a DAO would work, where you have a wallet that's on chain, where you can see how the funds are being spent. And I think that side of things actually is compelling. And from a governance standpoint, like one of the best, the most compelling views of blockchain is that like we could see how the government spends money, for example, where like we actually can see the money being sent. And there are a lot of existing systems designed to do that without blockchain, like within the government. There's Sunlight Foundation's an example of one of these, where they actually show all of the money being spent by government, and you can go and find that, and that's without blockchain information. But with the blockchain, it would be like double valuable, because you could actually verify the fact that like you can go see those bank transactions, essentially. So I understand the reason for having these things. I think the execution has just been awful so far. And like all things in the crypto space, most of these have been either Ponzi's and or ways to just like stupidly spend cash and just show how rich I am. Yeah, exactly.
So just for fun is like, for me, the most terrifying phrase in the space. If I hear just for fun, I just want to run 1,000,000 miles in the opposite direction, because
Just
there were
for dumb.
there were so many people in 2021 that were like, yeah, I'm just, kind of in this just for fun, and it's just like, well, I'm not going to be buying anything you make because that's just terrifying. Like these are people with like day jobs that either know a little bit about software engineering, or they know a guy that can do software engineering, or they have a friend that's like an artist, or they literally went onto a Fiverr-esque platform to get an artist and make something. And then because there were only ladies and gentlemen, Sean Smith, one of our YouTube commenters, commented that Pizza DAO is still distributing pizzas all over the world.
Legit. It is legit. You can go in there and
DAO.
just ask for a pizza, and you got a free pizza.
I mean, there we go. I can back that. I can get behind that. But yeah, I mean, look, that's why you saw me get so excited about Karate Combat when we showed it, because it's like an actual legitimate business that has a proper crypto integration. I talk about Coinbase because, like, Brian Armstrong, crazy idea, built a crypto business from the ground up all the way to the point that he took it public. That's what used to happen, right? In the tech world. Nick knows all about this, the social media revolution, all those companies going public. I just want to see more of that. And I was talking to Giancarlo and Nick on Friday, and Nick was like, you sound like you're pretty upset about FriendTech. Like, why are you so mad about FriendTech? And I said, I always thought from the beginning that FriendTech is an interesting platform, and I want it to succeed, and I want them to build it. It just hurts my feelings that it's clear that a lot of people that participate in this space, they don't care about substance. They just care about what's essentially like a gamble for really like a pretty trivial amount of money in many cases. Like Nick pointed out, the gentleman that was literally down, we found out after the fact, he was down $40 on his Bodago's purchase. So he's down $40 US, and he was raising hell as if I had tackled his grandmother or something, right? And so like that was like that sort of stuff. It upsets me because I'm like, well, I'm more interested in substance. I see the true deep value in everything that we're doing, at not just our business, but like the ecosystem of the new monetary technology that is Bitcoin, and then bleeds into smart contracts on Ethereum and NFTs and crypto and blah, blah, blah.
But yeah, before Pio can go any further with that statement. No, but like Pio, you know, it's interesting what you're saying is that you're saying that you can see the value of what is being built and the vision that they're trying to execute. I think what's interesting about with NounsDAO is that everybody knows what it's like to have that vocal group which don't believe in what is happening in that Discord. I'm talking about any Discord. And it's a small group that have a very loud voice, to the point where the people who do believe in the vision are like, I'm going to leave because it's so negative in here. Or it gets to the point where the leaders are like, we need to kick this person out because they're just impacting like the whole vibes of the Discord. And I think now what's interesting with NounsDAO is that you've got rid of the people who don't believe in the future of that particular vision, and they're left with the best vibes, i.e. people who do believe in the vision, and a sizable treasury. I mean, 20 million, I think most projects in this space would absolutely kill to have that kind of treasury. So now you've got a core audience that believes in the future, treasury to support it. For me, it looks like this Control-Alt-Delete moment where they can restart and refigure and try and, you know, find a roadmap and a vision that they actually want to execute on. And if they can't do it with this community and that treasury now, then, you know, it's sort of like inevitable that the failure that will happen there is not because of not having a good community, but because of the leadership. So I think this is just a Control-Alt-Delete moment for them. And the other 50% of the holders, they'll go do their own thing. Even though they don't have the treasury, they still have some of their money back and possibly could go and fund their own vision of what they want Nouns to do. So it's just find the value of the community and put it together with a good treasury.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a just for fun thing. It's definitely like not anybody's whole life's focus, right? And so it just can't work that way. It's just too hard if it's not your entire life's focus. By the way, the fact that guys say "uh-oh" as soon as I bring up Bitcoin, it says a lot. And I mean, it says a lot.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, we got Bunny with his hand raised. Bunny, what's going on?
NounsDAO should have just paid to put them in museums like we're doing with BoredApes.
Yeah. That would be the only angle to take. I
feel like they jumped. I feel like they jumped the shark when they got rid of the Discord. I feel like it's been all downhill for NounsDAO since then.
I think that's a fair take, Bunny. I believe the price corrected by 50% when that happened.
I also would say that for BoredApes, it was kind of downhill once they stopped doing anything. You know, that for me was like something that was really interesting. Like earlier this year, it felt like they were doing something. Now, Yuga is a gaming company and BoredApes are where, Bunny? Like, what are they doing?
They're chilling.
Oh, okay. They're just buying more of the floor the same way that Moonbirds is? Like that's kind of where we're headed?
I mean, it's a copycat league, right? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
You're very defensive. So when are you selling that BoredApe because you just rage quit the ecosystem, Bunny? That's the real question.
I wish I could get 35 ETH back for rage quitting. I don't know, man. I DM Machi about it, but we're trying to get a solid offer and 200 ETH. I saw the 4 trade sold for what, like 120 something. So thinking $150. I don't know, 200.
Nick, I know you. Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, a couple of weeks ago, you said you were potentially gonna buy back into BoredApes. Do you have a price target in mind that you would buy one of these at? They're at 24 ETH right now,
which is what in US dollars? Less than 40? Are we sub 40 here?
25, 24 Ethereum floor on board.
38,000.
Oh, we're sub 40, baby. Well, we're moving towards the target of 30 $30,000 is a lot of money, Clemente. I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that I've purchased that was in that range or anywhere around that was the CryptoPunk that I bought for $90,000, and that's basically I'm like I feel like at this moment close to flat. It's coming back towards flat. And that's an insane purchase. I don't know that I would do that again. Well, no, I would do the CryptoPunk again, no doubt. I'm just holding on to that. I'm excited about it, and that one seems like my equivalent of Pio's Bitcoin, almost. But
it's a good buy. It's fine art.
Clemente, I just bought a Solana NFT here.
What'd you buy?
I just bought. Well, you know what? I'm wondering if I should wait and tweet it here,
Okay.
so everyone can see it. Take a guess at which one. Which one would you start with?
Liberty Square.
That's what you would start with?
It's one of them.
Interesting. Okay, wasn't that
Photo finish?
Didn't get that. No one has this.
The heist.
The heist? You bought the heist.
What's
Look
their
at you.
Twitter account? The heist. Anybody know?
I'm assuming it's
Play
the
the
heist.
Play the heist.
Play the
Yeah,
heist.
play
There you
the
go.
heist.
Play the heist.
Yep. So that's what I got.
Nick just bought the heist. Watch out for it. Look, we're going to move on off of the DAO topic, and we're going to talk a little bit about RecLeague. I know Easy had a session with RecLeague Live. Was that on Thursday? Was it on Friday?
It was like, all right, looks like you bought an NFT. So, dude, I'm bullish on Solana NFTs. I'm just letting you know, Pia. Like,
Me
if
too.
if you don't respect that, dude, and I feel like
I want to see the heist you
disrespected
bought. Did you buy an orangutan or a chimp? What'd you buy?
it. I didn't realize there was a difference between it. And now that I'm
Those
on,
are basically the same.
my Twitter doesn't show anything right now. I tweeted it, but I don't even know if it shows up.
People are pushing for people are pushing for DGen Ape Academy as well. That's another name that you'll hear in the Solana ecosystem. We are a little bit over a month away from Breakpoint, where we're going to be in Amsterdam, brushing elbows or whatever you say with the folks in the Solana world. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, Easy, we got RecLeague gameplay is now officially live, and you were playing this, I believe. I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I saw someone said that they played like 600 games of this. I was like, wait, what? Like how much?
I've
I didn't know that.
played like 300 or 400.
So what's the story?
So the way that the tournament's working right now is there's only 3 windows that you can play in: 6 to 7:30 a.m., 10 to 11:30 p.m., and 2 to 3:30 p.m. And you have to play during those windows to compete for one of the various prizes. I'm currently top 50 in the world, so if I win, I'll get like a 0.2 ETH equivalent. If I was top 25, but they adjusted the matchmaking, so now I've been getting stuck playing like people who are nasty at it. I've probably spent like 0.2 ETH on my robot, which I'm not mad about by any means. I'm actually fairly comfortable in the robot I got, just because it's decent competition for it. But the thing that's tough about this game now is like all these people have like nasty robots for it, but it's really fast games, about a minute a piece. So you think about like playing 600 games, 600 minutes, you've probably played 10 hours, which every day since last Thursday, they've had 4.5 hours a day to play it. The gas fees that the first day were terrible. It was like $25 to $30 just to build and deassemble your mechs. They've definitely done something on the back end for the contract to optimize it, because now it's between $5 and $8. So that's dropped a lot. But the gameplay is a lot of fun. Like you can play on Mac or PC or Android. You can play with keyboard or mouse, or keyboard or controller. And I played against Orangey, the well-known Web3 gaming streamer, and your boy's 3-2 against him. So
You're beating Orangey.
My mech has a slight advantage against his. He's top 3 in the world right now as far as like his play style, so he's nasty. But I've got my screenshots in case I need to pull him out of my wins against him, just to be safe on it. I've played Fran a bunch too, which is really cool because you see some of the common names. I can't figure out how to change my name in it, but yeah, the game's a lot of fun. It's really, really addicting. I will say that. Like once you start playing, it's like you realize why so many people are competing in this and playing so much at the moment. And the game, like I said, the games are really quick. So when you play, all of a sudden you've played a ton of games and you're like, wait a minute, I just played this for an hour and a half and the time literally flew by.
It's interesting that this is going at the same time that the Rift is happening, because like all I'm seeing is the rektLeague stuff, but like I'm trying to figure out what to do with the Rift, which is like one of the most confusing things ever. I saw who was Spencer tweeting about strategy of the Rift with heavy metal. Dude, when I went in, it was like go to the right. It was not clear what needed to happen. I now have something happening, but like it doesn't make any sense. I'm still trying to figure it out. Maybe it's just because I'm dumb. That is a possibility. Also, some breaking news here. Twitter's not working. Just not working. So if you want to tweet something, good luck. It's just not working right now. My profile doesn't load.
Oh, but I think our audience can hear us. I see a gentleman, Value in Time, putting a bunch of laughing emojis. I'm going to assume that he heard what you said, Nick. I don't think that.
You got Value in Time in the space. Let that guy up.
Okay. Value in Time, come to the stage, please. I just invited you to the stage. We'd love to have you abruptly. I know that, you might be doing something right now, but, Nick has requested your presence. Please come to the stage. Oh, he's on the stage. Value in Time is here on the stage. Nick requested him.
Pio's acting like you don't know who this is.
What do you mean?
That's what you're saying. You're like, Value in Time, never heard of you, never followed you, even though you have a massive following and you're a major influencer.
I did not say that, Nick. Nick, did you have a question for Value in Time? You brought him to the stage. I feel like there's got to be something discussed.
Nah, get him off the stage, Pio.
No, we're not doing it. Value in Time, welcome to the show.
GM guys, I was really enjoying, Bunny's evaluation for his ape at 100, 150, with the floor prices down, but I really love the show. I love listening in. You guys are the best. What's going on?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Number one, we like you better than Bunny already. Bunny, how does it feel to meet your replacement live in front of an audience?
Dude, he's one of my favorite blockchain astronauts in the entire world.
Good to know. Value in Time, what do you think? Do you have a FriendTech?
Yeah, so the launch was a little rough. At first I didn't really take it. I mean, I still don't know where I sit on it. So I didn't really pursue it much. But I see that the airdrop is coming, so it's like Blur, where the hype is over there and people are, making that money. So I don't know, maybe I'll take it a little more seriously and try to push it, but no. To answer you, I haven't really done much on there.
I feel like you'd be like an ideal person. Like, that's why I asked about NFT God and stuff. I feel like people that have done quite well on X, right, on Twitter, but maybe haven't pursued, the startup path, if you will, like making your own NFT project. I feel like those are, really, there's some deep value there on FriendTech, because it's the only price, unless I'm wrong. I don't know if you're traded on the NounsDAO or something, Value in Time, but I'm assuming the only price we can attach to you right now is the FriendTech.
Yeah, I don't think FINRA would like to allow that. So I think FriendTech is really only the metric, and they're probably free right now. They're on a discount, like everybody else is. But I don't know. It's like it's a great creator platform. I think it's like Patreon and crypto. And I think it's awesome that at least Coinbase is pushing something to try to build some sort of product, right? Compared to most of the fraud we've seen related to crypto over the last couple of years. So I wanted to do well regardless, just because I want to see apps. But I do agree with you guys. I think you made a point about Coinbase earlier and companies building stuff. I want to see more of that. Whether you agree with that or not about this, who knows? But I think it's something in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That's my exact position on FriendTech. Kind of said it again and again on the show. I just hope that they actually want to make something for real, which it seems like they do. I mean, I hope it's not, not that. I think it probably will be. Nick, you were making faces. Any thoughts? Value in Time doing a great job on the podcast, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you give him a follow. You see the Twitter account right there on the stage. Nick, you're making funny faces. What's going on?
I mean, the alpha there was you should build a business. I just want to summarize what was going on there. It's I'm gonna be honest, man. If you're out trying to grow a business, you're gonna want to grow a business. That's what I'm saying. Because otherwise, if you're in this and you're not building a business, then it's not going to be a successful business. That's one of the things you want to understand. That is the strategy that you want to make sure that you're reminding yourself of on a daily basis, Pio. And that's one of the mistakes that we get tripped up on sometimes. Like we're sitting there and saying, are we building a business? No, we're not building a business. Let's go build a business. Then we're like working on that component of it. And then each day, it's something that we do when we sync, when we have those meetings, when we show up to work on a daily basis. It is pretty crazy how much we've we do work a lot. I will, but we're now at like 2 years of just working every day, basically, without with very minimal breaks. It's been bad for the mental health. Us having breakthroughs requires Pio and me drinking one too many drinks on a Friday now, apparently, I guess is what happens. But,
well, that was the first time we ever did that. That was fantastic, though. I was out to dinner the next night with my friend, the guy that like works in big tech, who I think just thinks there is no such thing as a crypto industry. And I'm just like sitting there eating Thai food, this joint Zob Zob, phenomenal. So I'm just like knocking down some like minced pork and rice. And I was like, yeah, like, me and Nick were hanging out last night, and like he was like, oh, how's everything going? I was like, honestly, it's kind of like the best place we've ever been in as a business, kind of wild. And the look on his face, I think he was expecting me to say like, honestly, the whole industry is going literally to zero and there's no such thing as a business in the place. He was just so shocked to hear me say that this is the best place that we've been in as a business. And I'm just like, yeah, that person's just a signal. My friend that's an e-commerce guy told me to pivot into sports last week because of the success of the Conor McGregor. He said time to pivot and threw a bicep flex emoji. And I was like, that's the most perfect indicator for us to not pivot at all and triple down. The ecom info marketer guy told me to pivot. That's the most, during the bear market, it's the most beautiful thing to not pivot.
I've been following, we have one, the girl that I sent over who does YouTube strategy that had just, she's like on point, like very professional,
super on point,
and was just like broke down all this analysis. And I was like, holy cow, like she's insightful. But there's an ecosystem of people that talk about their experience on on YouTube. And there's a lot of commenters replying to her personal Twitter account where they're talking about their YouTube strategy. And it was really interesting seeing people that talked about like, so I've been doing shorts, I've been getting views, but those views aren't converting into anything. We're seeing a lot of we are seeing subscribers, but the problem is those subscribers are not turning into like live viewers, for example. And so like we were discussing, we had a call with someone last week and it was like, oh yeah, we should really focus on like, how do you get those live views? But then I went and looked up that, dude, most people do not like getting live on YouTube to actually work at all is something that most people struggle with. And like, top numbers, one woman whose entire channel is about live streaming. By the way, she does an awful job. Like her content's intolerable to watch, but she was like, we increased our performance 1,000%. It was because like, yeah, your retention on a video was 5% before. And now you got it to like, 15% or what? Yeah, exactly. And you're like, okay, that's all right. But it's tough. John Carlo's real bullish on that though. And he's posting about that in his FriendTech. He just thinks that that's the future of a lot of this content. I don't know. I don't know about live. Like it's like if most people are open to live streaming, but YouTube does make it difficult to actually like succeed with that particular vertical. I feel like.
Pat McAfee's getting 30K live viewers during his shows. Obviously, it's a different ball game, much bigger audience. Look, we're all figuring this stuff out together. We're going to have to see how it goes. What I'll say is when Pomp was live streaming on YouTube, our numbers were comparable to his. So I was pretty amped about that. I was like, wow, like I wouldn't have thought that because he's just so big. I think he has probably like 700,000 subscribers or something like that. We're going to crack the code. We're trying. If we just keep trying and keep challenging ourselves, we will crack the code. It's just how it works. It's hard. It's uncomfortable, but we're going to figure it out. Last story, Sugartown, another gaming entity, winner of the weekend. This is the collection by Zynga. It was a free mint. Value in time. Were you on the whitelist for this?
Yeah, and I bought a couple secondary, but I should have swept 100. But what are you going to do?
What were you buying them at? Like 0.05, 0.06?
No, 0.1.
Got it.
0.1.
Yeah, 2x, very nice. They pumped to 0.2 on Friday. Over the weekend, did another 2x to 0.4. Reveal, staking, and gameplay is expected this week. Metaria, another new mint from last week, is also hitting all-time highs post-reveal, which is pretty crazy. Bunny, you cleaned up on your Zynga Sugartown thing, huh?
I mean, I didn't sell it.
Are you going to?
I don't know. I only have one. I kind of want to play the game. If it hits 0.5, I'd probably dump it.
I mean, that's like a pretty good gain, Bunny, from 0.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's pretty crazy that it keeps going up. I thought like with the macro conditions, top would be like 0.3 max. And it's outdone that. So
Bunny evaluating the Sugartown NFT against the macro conditions. Love to hear it, Bunny. Value in time. Have you sold any of these?
Nah, I'm gonna hold them. I guess it's when the whole when game meta, like soon, whatever. I'm not trying to be biased with this one, but I feel like if you're gonna hold one for a platform like that, I mean, at least there's like they have billions of dollars, hopefully, to make something happen. So I think I'm gonna hold them and see what happens.
Definitely a quality business, quality creator. We got a couple of holders on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Love to hear it. Not just dumping NFTs.
This sounds concerning. Everyone's holding it, dude. If that's what we have, if everybody says it, we're wrong. Who's gonna play? So I saw Mando's tweet on the 3-3 strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the dumbest charts I've ever seen to begin with, and basically what 3-3 is about is prisoner's dilemma. And the reason I'm articulating this is about to come full circle. If both people defect, then each person gets 1. This one, if one person defects, you get 5. So the ideal, all this demonstrates to me is that I need to defect. I need to sell your
You need to be the first one to defect to capitalize on the highest gain. Because if everyone doesn't defect and you defect, then you're the one who ultimately wins. It's the ultimate prisoner's dilemma. I had this conversation in a long form post I wrote where right now where we're seeing the volume inflow is actually entirely from the 3-3 method. You're seeing that trend up with lower lows of the number of people doing it. And right now, buys and sells is not making a new high. So it's largely a lot of people buying their own keys and doing the 3-3 method. But what's going to happen is the first person who's a large 3-3 holder that starts to unwind is going to cause a cascading or falling domino effect, as we've heard so elegantly put. And that'll actually cause a variety of people to sprint for the exit as the lead holder is the first one to get out and drop that first domino.
Bros, it can be a domino rally. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, I was busy apologizing for my behavior this weekend on Twitter because I really went after Kook Capital, who basically seems like he literally just like sits around and gets high all day, which congratulations to him on figuring out how to live that life.
I don't know if marijuana was referenced.
What? Not on the show. I'm saying like have you seen his account?
No.
Literally every tweet is just another angle of him like lighting the paper. The way he rolls a joint is he puts like I think like wets one line and then lights it so it goes around and like lights the joint.
Oh, wow.
So it's literally just different angles of him smoking joints basically.
It sounds cinematic. I mean, it sounds like pretty cinematic.
There's a lot of people that seem to enjoy it. And on the reason that I brought up this prisoner's dilemma is y'all are playing it now on the Zynga game. Like everyone's like, yeah, I'm totally holding on to this. Yeah, you're gonna want to go long on this, probably buy it here. And now, like, who's the first person that's gonna sell? That's my question.
And then that domino rally.
I was just going to say, there's now actually like dashboards that show the number of defectors from 3-3s and the people who hold it. Like there's a ton of data and analytics. So where you can actually try to like make and time these situations for this prisoner's dilemma, where you could be the first one to defect before a known defector defects. So like people are going crazy on Dune. I found a bunch of good data about it where you can see like the most loyal 3-3 holders, the bag holders of 3-3 and all that other stuff. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, it sounds crazy. Speaking of 3-3, somebody in my FriendTech just wrote, made $32. I'm out of here. Good talk. So that's a sample of the mentality on FriendTech. $32 is compelling enough.
someone bought at 0.09 on yours, 0.098, and then sold it at 0.11. And I'm like, they lost money on that. Like the fees, I don't understand what they're like.
No, I think that's after. Is that after fees? I think it shows after fees.
Oh, is that what it is?
I
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
a gain, bro. Come on. That's a big old gain.
Clemente's empathizing with
Well,
Clemente's on the same team.
Clemente
That's
still
half lunch right
has
there.
lunch twice a week.
Well, Clemente's coming to Williamsburg. He's spending $30 on lunches over here. I hope he's going to be okay.
I'm wheeling and dealing, dude. You should have seen me. I bought a Pepin right before they announced that Vincent Van Doe reveal for set number 18. I forgot to sell it because we were in a meeting and I was trying to sell it, but I got yelled at for being distracted during the meeting, so I couldn't sell it. Missed the pump. It's back down to 0.4. But so I might sell that. I'm going to get out of that. I'm looking to buy into little pudgies. That's going to be the next big play here. I'm looking into that. Get ready. And then I'm going to get into FriendTech use. I'm going to pull the money from the fees to then buy back into Nakamigos because it's seeing a little bit of a dip. So I'm going to rebuy, scoop this dip in because I think they're going to announce
Be careful of the snapshot tomorrow. So that's going to be the bigger dip. I think snapshot tomorrow is the bigger dip if you're looking to be a dip buyer.
Clemente's maneuvering is getting me incredibly excited. It goes without saying. I'm loving hearing he's getting in and out. Kicks would be incredibly proud. His feet are chopping, as Kicks says. Buddy, you have your hand raised. Something to weigh in on Clemente's recent movement.
No, just some alpha for FriendTech if he signs up. But you tell them you're doing the 3-3 method. You make sure they buy you first, right? And then you just don't reciprocate. And so best case scenario, right? They hold you. Worst case scenario, they sell you immediately when they realize when they wise it up to what you're doing, and then you just farm the fees, right? So it's fine.
But brilliant insight, Bunny. Thank you so much for sharing that strategy with Clemente. Trick people into buying your FriendTech shares under the guise of you buying theirs back. Don't do it. And either way, it's a win-win situation. You got the sucker to buy your FriendTech share. Am I breaking that down properly, Bunny?
Yeah, he nailed it, man.
Well, Nick,
I'm gonna be buying everybody that buys my FriendTech. As you know, so you're gonna want to go in and just scoop it up. Great deal, man. I'm still underpriced. Pio, what's your current floor at? Are you up to like 0.12?
it looks like I'm at 0.1156. It seems the gentleman
a little bit of a pullback there.
He took the $32 gain, and I think that set things off a little bit. Someone said that they're here for content creation tips, and I'm like, I just don't believe you. I'll give them to you, but I just don't know if I believe you. John Carlos said that some people were asking him about content. I was like, yeah, but like, did they really care about the content? And John Carlos like, probably not. I don't think so. Anyway, ladies, they could.
But, hey, you want to know how to get 1 million views on YouTube? McGregor, we call it the McGregor breakdown, the McGregor playbook. This is how you can get 5 million views by going viral, talking about McGregor's love for lingerie and his recent booze-filled appearance.
You mean models, lingerie models,
not
the lingerie itself.
Well, I think we're going to be releasing an ebook actually, educating you on the McGregor playbook on how to get shorts optimization if you really want views to go up. That's absolutely key.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
from that you're going to sign up for our email, and then with the email you get the daily newsletter. So we're really building the funnel.
You're going to get a free NFT, and then the funnel pulls you back into FriendTech. FriendTech, I end up making money. I sell you the information on buying the Bodagos. The Bodagos ends up going up to the moon, and you end up thanking us and saying, "Wow, that was a brilliant play there, fellas."
That's what I'm talking about. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. If it's your first time listening, we do the show Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, available on Apple and Spotify podcasts. If you want to listen to the show or share it with someone outside of the Twitter bubble, outside of the X bubble, very convenient to listen on the go with the podcasting platforms, really wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Also on YouTube, saw one YouTube commenter today saying that it was their first time ever seeing our faces. They'd been listening to the show for quite some time. There it is right there. Lee AI rocking a M1 Mutant, saying that it was his first time tuning into the video feed, thought it was interesting. If you want to experience the show with a visual component, check out the YouTube channel. We definitely appreciate it. Otherwise, look, we're going to be back tomorrow. Thanks to everyone that's been listening. Check out the nifty.com. Big shout out to Value in Time joining the podcast today on the Twitter Spaces stage. Give him a follow. Check out his FriendTech, it sounds like would be the call to action. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back